I said, well, that's your problem right there. I said, y'all are living together, y'all have kids. He doesn't feel the need to propose to you, or what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You know who it is, it's your boy B. Ooh, that coffee's good. So as you can see, Destiny's not with me. She's in there sleeping her little life away. And you know, I wanted to come by and drop by and do like a little Q&A. I had a little downtime. So you know, ever since the proposal, a lot of people have been asking me questions like, or you know, making comments like, man, I wish I could find love like this, or I wish, you know, I wish I could get a proposal like this, you know, things of that nature. So I just kind of wanted to address those topics a little bit, and like I said, do a Q&A. So please, at the end of this video, give it a fat thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I'm looking to get about 50 likes on this. If I can get 50 likes on this video, then we're gonna have Destiny do a part 2 where she gives you things kind of from a woman's perspective. But I'm gonna just address a couple things from a man's perspective, and hopefully it'll give you guys some tips on you know, how to find real love out there. If you haven't had a chance to view our proposal video, please go back and look at the video. Video went crazy, did crazy numbers. It was a really good night, and it was her birthday, so just had a real good night. So please take a look at the video so you can kind of see what happened with the proposal and everything. All right, so I guess we should dive right into it. So I had a couple questions or comments that I'm gonna address. Like I said, it was kind of like my last 5 comments that was in my Instagram DM about this, and you know, from people congratulating me and stuff. So the first thing we got here is, what are signs you should look for to know if your man is intentional about you or not? So what are some signs that you should look for to know that your man is intentional, that he wants to have a long-term commitment with you, that he wants to get married, and that you are a part of his future? So a couple things I came up with is, number one of the signs that you will know is that he is proactive and not reactive, right? So, you know, when you're in a dating stage, you're getting to know him, he's getting to know you. You know, those are the times where you're not gonna know, because you're trying to figure things out, right? But at some point, like, you know, if you're a year, 2, 3 years in, and you have to ask your man, hey, what do you see with me? What do you see? What type of future do you see with me? Then that might be a red flag right there. The real men out here are gonna be proactive. So they will let you know without you even having to ask, look, I want you to be a part of my future. I look forward to marrying you eventually, having kids. And this is a consistent talk that you guys will have. You won't have to wonder, you won't have to worry, you won't have to question, is this truly something that he wants with me? You know, you won't have to ask him, he'll just be proactive versus reactive. A lot of men, they're reactive, so you'll ask and they'll tell you something just to kind of hush you up a little bit, right? But you need to know that if your man is truly intentional, he's gonna be proactive and proactively pursuing you and consistently pursuing you and letting you know, yes, I want you to be a part of this future, without even a question having to come up. That's number one. Number two, I think another sign would be that he is continuously treating you like a queen. There's no fall off. There's no, you know, we're not perfect, right? So there might be times where we fall off, is what I should say, but we'll eventually get back on track, and it'll be a consistent thing where, you know, he's letting you know, hey, listen, I want you to be a part of my future. I'm gonna treat you like that and know that it's gonna be this way going forward. And his actions show more than his words. You gotta look at his actions. You gotta look at trends that he's doing. You gotta look at his actions. And you, as a woman, you have the intuition to know that, okay, if things are changing or if he stops doing this all of a sudden, then that might be a conversation y'all need to have. Like, look, is this still what you want? Whatever the case may be. But his actions will show up, and they will consistently show up to let you know that, you know, this is how I'm going to treat you now, and this is how I'm going to treat you going forward, and this is how I'm going to treat you in the future. So I think that consistent treating you like a queen will also show that he's intentional. And the third and final thing is that I think that another part of that is him bringing you around his friends and his family consistently, not just every once in a while. Your close friend, his close friends and his close family should know you. They should know you. They should know about you. They should see you on a regular basis. I know for me, you know, when I go over to my mom's house, Destiny is always going with me. You know, it's one of those things where she's never, like, every time I go over there, it's almost gotten to the point where if I don't go over there without her, my mom's like, where's Destiny? Why didn't you bring her? So I think him bringing you around his family, his friends, just that right there, you need, a part of him is his family and friends. So if you want to get to know him, if you want to be a part of that, then he should be bringing you around his family and his friends, so they can meet you, they can get to know you. If you are truly who he wants to be with, then he wouldn't mind his family getting to know you and his friends getting to know you. So I think those are 3 signs that you can kind of look for in knowing that if a man's trying to be intentional with you or not. It's kind of story about me and Destiny is that, you know, when I met Destiny, the first time I met her at a pool party, like as we discussed in a previous video that we did, which is the pillow talk, so you can go back and take a look at that. But I didn't see her for a month after I met her, and I ran into her a month later, and it was just like, man, wow, this is the second time I'm running into her. I can't let this get away. And I was intentional. I went up to her without saying anything. I said, hey, how you doing? And she said, hey, how you doing? And I said, man, you know what? I want to pursue you. Like, I want to pursue you. I didn't know nothing about her, other than a couple questions I had asked a while back, but I didn't know nothing about her. It's just something that came over me and let me know, like, man, I need to pursue this woman. There's just something about her. Her energy is infecting me. Her positive energy is infecting me. Her smile is infecting me. Her heart that I knew nothing about was infecting me. And so I told her, I was like, hey, I want to pursue you. I was like, look, this was on a Saturday, I think. I said, hey, look, come to church with me tomorrow. And it wasn't a pickup line or anything like that. I wanted to see if, you know, what her relationship with God was like, if she even went to church. So it's kind of like a test, but I really wanted to be around her more, honestly. And so I was like, yeah, come to church with me. So she came to church with me the next day, and we've been rocking ever since. But it goes back to, again, being intentional. I let her know, look, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna pursue you. And, you know, my pursuit was with the intention of, you know, getting in a relationship with her and marrying her and then taking it to the next level, and that's where we are. So yeah, 3 signs that will let you know that your man's intentional about you. All right, so the next thing is someone commented, I've been waiting for a proposal like that for 7 years. It's taking way too long. So this was interesting to me because I know a lot of people who fall into this trap. And so I responded back. I said, well, let me ask you this. I said, are y'all living together? And she said, yeah. I said, well, do y'all have kids? And she said, yeah. And I asked, how long have y'all been living together? How old are the kids? Just to kind of get an idea. They've been together 7 years, and they have 2 kids who are 3 and 5. I said, well, that's your problem right there. I said, y'all are living together, y'all have kids. He doesn't feel the need to propose to you or, you know, put a ring on it because he already has everything he needs right now. There will be no point for him to give you a ring at this point. And I wasn't trying to be harsh or anything, but it's the truth. You've been with someone 7 years and you haven't married them, but you're living with them and you have kids with them. He's having his cake and eating it too. It's easy for him. He doesn't need a wedding. He doesn't need to put a ring on it. And to be honest with you, what you have to do as women is you cannot fall into that trap of a man getting comfortable to the point where now it's like, okay, I got everything I need. I got my family. There's no need for a ring or a wedding. And you know, it starts out by y'all dating, y'all getting together, and then all of a sudden he's moving in or you're moving in with him. And all of a sudden you're having kids and you look up 6 months is turned into a year is turned into 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And all of a sudden you're at 7 years and you're wondering like, dang, why hasn't he proposed to me or married me at this point? Well, it's because he doesn't have to. It's easy right now. It is what it is. So I say that to say, women, do not fall in the trap. And you know what, honestly, men too. It's mostly women, but there are men too. Don't fall into the trap of going down this path and then 8 and 9 years later wondering why you don't have the ring. Well, it's because you made it easy for him. You made it easy for him, and now he's comfortable, and you know, he'll continue to you know, live his life. You guys are going to continue to live your life, and it'll just be as boyfriend and girlfriend. It'll turn in 15 years into 20 if you let it. So don't fall into that trap. Don't allow that to happen. Continue to, when you date, continue to let people know the expectations up front. Look, I'm not a serial dater. I'm dating with the intent to get to know someone, get into a relationship with them, and build something with them to where we can get married, have kids, and do our thing and live life together. So you got to make those intentions known, and you cannot fall into that trap. All right, so the next thing is that someone said where are the rest of the good men at like this? I guess I will never find love like this. Don't have that mindset. Don't ever have that I will never ever, because that's just, to me, that's not realistic. I feel like good men are out there. The pickings are slim, but you have to, again, continue to be intentional about what your expectations are. Because what's going to happen is that when you do that, it's going to weed a lot of men out. It's going to weed them out. And you have to put yourself in a position where, you know, if you're setting these expectations up front and being intentional, then the right one will come along. The problem is that the right one is the pickings are slim. It's like a needle in a haystack, just gonna be honest with you. So you as a woman have to continue to make sure you're doing what you gotta do, embracing your singleness, preparing yourself, praying about it, and putting yourself in a position where you weed out the weak. Because that's the world we're in now. It's a lot of weaks out there, not a lot of strongs, but when you do come across that one, it can happen. And when you say that it'll never happen, you're really limiting what God can do, right? So just keep continuing to do what you gotta do, and eventually, you know, if it's God's will, man, the right one will come along. And when the right one comes along, you're gonna at least expect it, but you gotta be ready. You gotta be prepared. You can't pray about the right one and you ain't right yourself. You know, you gotta pray about the right one. You gotta be right yourself, and then when he comes along, you gotta embrace it. You gotta embrace it. You can't have the man bashing mentality like, oh, he's just gonna be just like the rest of them. You have to embrace it. And I get it, you know, it's a whole bunch of women out here with broken hearts because men have lied, men have done this, but you have to continue to have the mindset that, you know, if I continue to do what I'm doing, my blessing is gonna come. Destiny came out of nowhere. Again, going back to me and Destiny, she came out of nowhere. For me, I just had flipped that switch, and I was like, you know, I wasn't going out anymore. I wasn't, you know, turning up anymore in the streets no more. I literally flipped the switch. I'm like, you know, I'm just gonna do me, be single, and I'm gonna chill. And then lo and behold, I meet her. You know, so it was literally out of nowhere. It was unexpected. I wasn't looking for it, but it came out of nowhere. And so I would just say, you know, continue to do you. Continue to, you know, if you are one of those who are out in the streets, flip the switch. Start getting that mindset now, and that way the transition will be so much easier when he does or she does come along. I mean, it's one of those things where you cannot give up. You cannot give up, because God blesses you out of nowhere. Like your life can turn around, so things can just turn around so quick, and you won't even expect it. You won't even see it. Like, it'll be like, whoa, oh, did this really just happen? You know what I'm saying? So I would say, don't give up. Continue to do you and pray, and just know that, you know, there's nothing that God can't do. And, you know, like I said, if it's his will, your blessing is gonna come. And you know what? If it's not his will for you, then, you know, just continue to embrace the singleness. Continue to do you. And I mean, that's pretty much, because at the end of the day, a man or a woman is not gonna define you. It's not gonna define your life. It's not gonna define your legacy. The only thing that's gonna matter is your relationship with him. And that, if that's right, then life is gonna be good with or without a significant other. So I would say never give up on that. All right, so the next thing is, okay, so someone said, this proposal right here gives me hope that love is out there. So I kind of want to speak to that a little bit. The proposals are not, proposals are a sign that you love someone and you want to spend the rest of your life. But don't get caught up in a proposal. Proposals are just, it's an event. You know, it's something to let your significant other know, look, I want to be with you, I want to marry you. I wouldn't get caught up in the whole proposal aspect, but you have to get caught up in everything that leads up to the proposal, right? So yes, the proposal is a huge thing, but it's honestly, these proposals, a lot of these proposals are just for show. So don't get caught up in the event itself, but everything that leads up to it, you know, because I mean, at the end of the day, you know, a lot of people are like, well, this is the proposal I would want, or I'm hoping that he proposes like this, but you know, honestly, if he proposes to you in a basement with a ring, that it doesn't matter how it's done or the type of proposal it is. You have to know that is the love there? Is the love where it needs to be? Is this who I want to spend the rest of my life with? But I don't want women to get caught up in, well, this is how I imagine my proposal to be, because honestly, man, like, some people aren't as creative as others, right? Some people, they just don't have that creative mindset to be like, okay, I'm gonna put this together. You know, if y'all in a car and he proposes to you, and if he gets down on one knee, let's say y'all in a car or whatever, and he's like, I want to marry you, and he hands you a ring, that's a proposal. He loves you. He just may not be as creative. I know we have our dream scenarios of what it's gonna look like, but don't get caught up in that. I just want you to really focus on, okay, this man loves me. He wants to marry me. You know, it wasn't my dream scenario, but hey, we get married, we're gonna spend the rest of our lives together. So yeah, I just wanted to say, don't get caught up in that, but more importantly, the love that's even before that, and that's in y'all's relationship. So I just wanted to come drop by and give y'all a couple of pointers. Hopefully these things will help you. You know, comment down below if anything that I said helped, or you know, if you have any rebuttals, if you have any arguments against it, please comment down below, because I definitely will appreciate the feedback. Like I said, if this video gets 50 likes I'm looking for, then Destiny's gonna come and do a part 2. But other than that, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you at the next video. Peace.